Saludo mi gente. I cannot tell you. I was trying to live stream this on YouTube so that I can share the link because that's usually easier for me in terms of Patreon's way of functioning. Wow, I need to get my eyebrows done. Anyway, I have been, I didn't sleep through the night and have been feeling today, as I've been moving through my day, as slowly as possible, incredibly crabby. Even Birdie's like, yeah, I'm staying away from Mom because her ass is crabby. And then I decided to head out to go run an errand, and the place was closed and I didn't check first. And I am just feeling so irritable and so I figured, what if we took a moment to meditate together, to center? It's not a guarantee that my day is going to go any better. But I also don't want to spend my entire day feeling incredibly irritated. Irritations, but incredibly irritated feels like, ugh. So, what you hear in the background is beautiful chorus. And if you feel like it might be too much hassle to figure out where to go, what to do, like I said, I have been trying to get this video going for a minute. Apparently I cannot live stream from my iPad unless I have 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, but I didn't want to drag my laptop out, so you see. Anyway, so I'm figuring maybe we could just sit together in a comfortable space or not, and maybe just where you're at, and just breathe and center. You know, these days I find myself like reevaluating and really looking and checking in on where I'm at as a person and what's important to me anymore. And it feels like that actually feels really dramatic to say like that. But what I mean is that sometimes I think with so much information, it can get overwhelming. It can get, we can really get disoriented, or at least I know I have, in what's required of me in my work, in my, way of being in the world, what is needed for myself. Yeah, and so it's gloomy outside. There isn't no sunshine. But I mean, there is, you just can't see it through the clouds. But I think that there's a possibility that we can generate some sunshine together. So if you can get comfortable and or lay down, whatever makes most sense, and let's just imagine ourselves grounding, I want to say, from our lower body extremities and our upper body extremities, kind of just like a tree, both rooting deeply and simultaneously expanding out. And I don't know about you, but I really love being able to rock. That motion actually feels really natural to me. And so if rocking is something that may be soothing to you or comforting to you as well, I invite you to just sway a little. But as you sway, maybe, just some little circles. I'm gonna say maybe what we would do like cat cow moves in yoga. But just kind of, check your back, your hips, your waist, your neck. Just be gentle as you kind of move it around. And I don't know about you, but for me, this is really about regulating. And some breathing exercises that help that is kind of in for four, pause for four, out for four. Just giving ourselves that kind of cyclical movement for our lungs and our diaphragm, our belly area, and things like that. So I want to invite you, if it feels good for you right now, to just breathe in for four. So in, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a little hard to do it while talking. So maybe now we can do another run. In for 4, pause for 4, out for 4. So if you're ready, let's go in. And one more time, in for 4, pause for 4, and out for 4. So in, and again, maybe move your neck. Allowing breath to continue to move through us. So I generally don't do New Year's kind of resolution-y things or things like that. And my primary New Year is Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. And I'm also not averse to using any particular energetic catalyzing energy, right? Energetic catalyzing energy, to help me kind of move, right? Move my own energy. So I've been sitting with, my planners and finding myself at places where, the energy that I actually have, which is very little, my friends, very little. Finding myself that this particular year, in a container sense, wanting to really prioritize myself and prioritize my care and my mental health. I feel like I've been for so long still going. And going, and getting fucking trampled by anxiety, depression, right? Getting trampled by grief. That's what it feels like. It's like I'm getting trampled by a whole like safari of animals. Um, and it's been so rough. It's been really rough. And as I continue to like kind of self, like calibrate and think about like how do I want to spend my days. So there's a part of me, because I go through cycles of insomnia, there's part of me that just, when I was younger, man, I used to, I say this so many times, I have journals full of just self-harm and self-violence, in terms of like beating myself up because I didn't understand what was happening to me, or I didn't understand what was exactly going on. Or maybe, I don't even know if it's not understand. I feel like it's like not being willing to acknowledge it or admit it. And so now I'm like, I can't do this anymore like this. And really thinking about what are the things that I need to center for myself and prioritize among many things is like, um, making sure that I'm taking my medication, making sure that I'm drinking water. I'm working on that. And, also asking myself the questions, what do I need to do in order to support myself? Because my life will never be the idealistic, like, whatever it is, right? Because I feel like there's always something that we're holding that's who we want to be or where we want to go, and not necessarily where we're actually at. And so I don't have that in that way anymore for myself. I want to be able to meet myself, um, but that also means asking myself deeper questions about exactly how am I doing, where am I actually at, what do I feel like I have capacity for and what I don't. Um, and there's that piece where it's like, oh yeah, right, I've been running on empty for so long, past the place where it's the bottom is, the gunk of the bottom like comes out. I'm thinking about oil in a car. um it's like past the plate, there's just like nothing, everything's dried up. And that's impacted so much of my life with good reason, because it's been trying to get me to notice. And it's not for lack of trying or any of that bullshit narrative. It's just been really hard, and my mental health has gotten what can be perceived as worse. And I've really been just sitting and thinking, okay, or really trying to feel into my body. What is it that we need? What do I need to center this year for myself, so that I can give myself the tools and the support that I actually need? And so, which is why I've been like sitting with my calendar. I'm probably like, for the first time in a long time, have I have a calendar. It's called the Moxie Life Calendar, or planner rather, and it has a goal system that's really kind of awesome, and not too complicated. Excuse me. And I'm allowing myself to kind of allow this to be a container for me to track and to set intention around how I want to move in the areas of my life, and more so tracking. So I feel like, someone with mental health challenges, it's really important to track, because in that way we're paying attention, to sleep, to mood, to feelings, all of it. And I haven't done that too great. I'm often running on the edge of like, there's so much I have to get done. So if I have the energy, forgive me, I'm like right fixing things right here. So if I have the energy, I try to focus on what I need to get done. But the challenge with that is that, uh, you know, everything seems urgent in my particular, like when you're this spent and gone without care for so long. Um, and so I'm learning to recenter um, the care that I need. And not just like that self-care thing, but like, you know, what are the support systems that I have in it? And sometimes those support systems are easy to flow in, and other times they're not. And I really can't take really complicated support systems. So I started looking at what communities I'm a part of, and how I want to engage that in a much more intentional way. Um, but that is in service of actually how much energy I have. And so I know I shared that I've been using this Spoonie thing, and there's actually a Spoonie app. I think I've mentioned that too. And I've been using it and really observing how much we actually think we can accomplish in a day. And that the question never is like, wait, is that even reasonable? Does that make sense? Is that the capacity that I have? We're always trying to figure out how to be much more productive or how to get more things done. And there's aspects of my chart, my birth chart, that you know, there's a way that I think or that I focus on things. And I've had to really think about how to tap into other aspects of myself in order to be much more generous with how I think or want my day to go. And so I've been sitting with that, and I've been sitting with just the way I've been approaching even my work here with you all in terms of this community and my, you know, my online community. I don't know how else to call it. My online community and my work in the world, and really looking at the way I've internalized constructs or have allowed fear to be a primary driver in the way I engage, you know, like for me, because, you know, I don't know when my energy is going to be, you know, high or low. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I need to do things that make sure that I'm creating, make sure I fill in the blank. And and so being able to realize for myself that that's actually I know there are a lot of ideas around business and around creating work in the world and around audiences and all those things. And you know, I pray, my desire is that you would follow your heart and that I would follow mine. And that we could spend more time doing the things that generate energy than trying to force ourselves into something. And you know me, as usual, to me, it's always a process. It's always, you know, a path. It's not, there's no arrival in that way. It's a practice. And so I feel like for me, I'm entering into a different place in my life, where I'm really hungry and looking to generate for myself energy, rather like in proportion to how much energy I expend. Um, yeah, so that is my sharing with you today. I'm hoping, you know, fingers crossed, to be able to walk together and, yeah, and also encourage and support each other in prioritizing ourselves and prioritizing our mental health and prioritizing um, what actually generates juicy, vivacious, delicious, inner Chaim, inner erotic signature, like the way you show up in the world, the who you are without all the external labels, but like that part, that eternal flame inside of you can be nourished and have what it needs in order to continue to be. So I hope this was nourishing for you, and I'll talk to you soon again. Love you.